Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm here with another makeup look, and this one's gonna be a get ready with me. I'm gonna be going out with my husband. It's date night today. I don't really know where we're going. We're probably just gonna go eat, have some drinks, and then come back home. That's really my version of fun. But the fun part is that I only have about an hour, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do that. So let's go for the ride. Who chooses to film when they have the least time? I feel like I enjoy it more when I'm in a rush. I mean, it stresses me out. I hate being in a rush. It stresses me out, but for some reason I like filming in a rush. Anyways, if you're interested in seeing how I create whatever look I'm gonna come up with, then keep on watching. So first of all, we're starting with my whole face. I have no idea what I'm gonna do, but I do know I want a glam. So let's go ahead and get this started. I'm gonna start priming my face with the Power Grip Primer, and I'm just gonna apply that all over my face. Like always, I already moisturized my face. I'm just gonna go ahead and add this all over my face. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of Poreless Putty Primer on the areas where I do have really pronounced pores. I think that was a little bit too much. Now I do plan to add a full face, so I'm going to go ahead and color correct using the Pro Conceal High Definition Concealer from LA Girl. To blend out, I'm just going to use a regular brush. I'm going to go ahead and apply a little bit of this Soothing Aloe Mist by e.l.f. I want everything to go smoothly. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm starting with my full face first, just because I do want a full glam, but I know I don't want to spend too much on it. I'm not doing a full cut crease or anything. I might just do like a light smoky eye. I mean, I'm just saying that, but we'll see. Now before I do add some foundation, I'm gonna make sure that I add some gel to my brows, just because if I add them after I have the foundation, it might move around some foundation. We don't want to do that. So I'm gonna be using the, where is it? You know, I should add a label to this. So this is the Got to Be Ultra Glue hair gel. I just added in a mascara tube, and now I'll just apply it directly to my brows this way, just because it saves me so much time and I don't have to be using my fingers every single time. I'm gonna go ahead and add that to my brows over here and just add some volume and shape to them. And there you go. And now we can move on to the foundation. For the foundation, I'm going to be using this one by Glam. This is the SKINFINITE Hydrating Foundation, and this is medium coverage. I want a full glam, but I don't want full coverage, if you know what I mean. Like, I want like the mixture between them, because I want my skin to be looking somewhat healthy, you know, like I don't want to lose my whole skin like look. Okay, so I'm going to be adding a little bit of that right here on my hands, maybe 2 pumps. I feel like that should be enough. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and apply it directly to my brush, just because I don't want to like have any mistakes or have any problems with like patching or anything that has happened to me before, and that's when I mix 2 primers. I have not learned my lesson, obviously, so we just did that right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply it directly on the brush, and from there apply it to my face. You know, I've been doing some work with my hands, and like my hand is really tired. Holding it up here right now is tough. Now you guys see how that covered my whole face, but it's still kind of see-through. I really like that look, and I want to keep it going even though I want a little bit of more coverage, and that's why I'm using this foundation. So now for concealer, I'm going to go ahead and use my good old, this is my favorite concealer slash foundation, the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. This is beautiful. I love it. It just works with my skin so well. I'm just too scared of using another one. So I'm gonna apply that underneath my eyes and blend it out first. Now I don't want to like add it all over my face and then mix it. I've learned that it just works better. There's less mistakes if I go part by part. I mean, that's if you have the time. Otherwise, you can just add a little all over the face and then take your time blending. But I just want to keep it safe right now. Another thing that I like doing is just staying on the area where I need the concealer. I no longer really want to pull it another way other than this way, up, and a tiny bit down. I don't focus on filling this part with concealer. I don't want that look anymore. I feel like it looks better and more natural if you keep it on the areas where it should go, which is underneath the eyes or the dark circles. And another one, don't add too much. Okay, now I'm gonna apply it right here on the sides. and blend it real quick. A little bit on the forehead. Oh, by the way, the sponge that I'm using is from e.l.f. I love their sponges. Like, they're so soft, they work so good, no complaints. Now to brighten a little bit more underneath the eyes, I'm gonna go ahead and use a Pretty Fresh by ColourPop, the Hyaluronic Cream Concealer, and this one's in the shade Light 50 Warm. And this one I'm also just gonna keep it right here, blend that out, apply it a tiny bit over my nose, just right here, just to help me contour it later. Am I not sleeping well? I feel like my under eyes are becoming really tough to cover right now. And because we want to keep that semi-fresh look, I'm gonna try to use cream products. Okay, so for contour, I'm gonna go ahead and use the Glam Sun Sculpt Liquid Contour. For this one, again, we're going side by side first. Okay. And as you can see, I just use the end of the sponge because we want to keep it looking fresh. Now the other side, I know that looks scary, but just blend, 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 blend. Now don't spread out too much because then you can start looking crazy. I mean, we're already looking crazy. Don't you guys think we already look crazy by all this like fake contour? But it's definitely fun. I don't mind. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go all over my hairline. Now I'm gonna apply a little bit over here on the chin line just to help us contour and hide that double chin. Okay, because I'm going to be using a pressed powder blush, I'm going to go ahead and set all these creams so we can continue with the face. And to set my face, I'm going to be using the Ultra HD setting powder by Makeup Forever. Just apply this right here. I'm going to go ahead and use the same sponge that I've been using and apply a little bit of that powder on the sponge. Now go on my hand and get rid of the extra excess. Get rid of the excess. Once I have done that, I can go ahead and set my under eye. But before that, I go with the other side of the sponge and make sure there's no creases. Now we set it with the powder. Now we do the same process on the forehead and the nose. Now with whatever is left over on the sponge, I'm gonna go ahead and set the rest of my face like so. Now this time I'm gonna leave my face halfway and I'm gonna move on to the eyes before we continue. Now before we do that, I'm gonna add a little bit of extra powder and I'm gonna make sure that I leave the under eye practically baking. I don't really do this because sometimes it just messes the whole look or it feels just too dry. But we decided to start with the face, right? So we're gonna go along with this. So I'm gonna go ahead and add extra powder, just leave it sitting down there on the under eye just in case there's any fallout. To be honest with you guys, I really don't like the feeling of this. Okay, this looks funny. Anyways, let's move on with the eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and use the CoverGirl Lid Look Up as a eyeshadow primer and just apply that all over the lid. So I'm going to start with this color over here. This is the Essence Bronze This Way eyeshadow palette. And I'm going to apply that just on the other corner, practically just on the crease. I'm very deliberately, very careless, add that on. Now I'm just using a big eyeshadow blending brush. And that's because I'm just trying to add this color on the crease, and that's gonna be practically the base of this eyeshadow. That's so far what I'm thinking. See, there's fallout of a brush, I guess. I want this look to be kind of soft and sexy. I'm gonna apply this on the eyelid as well, pretty light, so we can add it to the eyelid. Now I'm gonna go ahead and use this palette over here. This is Afrique by Juvia. I'm gonna go ahead and use this brown over here. Now this time I'm gonna use a little bit of a smaller blending brush. This is a little bit more flat and shorter, and we're gonna stay just on the outer corner and pull it in very slightly, but we will try our best to just stay on the outer corner. I think any look that's very like winked out is sexy, so we're gonna try to do something like that today. I'm gonna go ahead and go back with a big blending brush and just blend that out. We're gonna do a lot of blending right now. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and go back with this palette. I'm gonna be using this dark brown over here and just stay on the outer corner and slightly pull it in. Since we're using darker colors, now we have to be a little bit more careful with the blending, especially if we want to be precise with it. I'm gonna go back with a smaller blending brush and I'm just gonna go on the edges of that brown that I just added. Now I'm gonna be using another Essence palette. This is the Essence Girl Me Maybe palette, and this one has a little bit of a darker brown. We want to add a little bit more dimension, so we're gonna use a even darker brown, and we're gonna be even more precise with this one as well. Now with this one, we're kind of shaping like a wing. We're not pulling it out. We're just kind of like giving the eye that cat eye look. We'll also go a little bit closer to the lash line. Now we're going a little bit more with that lighter brown that we were using already, and I'm just pulling out that wing, blending it outwards. Now to add even more dimension, I'm going with the darker eyeshadow. This one's a matte black. This one's the Late Night by Ulta Beauty. It's just a plain matte eyeshadow. And I'm just going to use an even smaller brush. This is a Morphe M213. And this time we're also going to try to emphasize that wing, but we're going to try to stay closer to the lash line. Now making sure to slightly blend that black eyeshadow as we form that wing, because we're going to go back with the dark brown to blend it out. Now we're going back with the deepest brown, and we're going to go ahead and blend that black even more. Now we're going to go back with the lighter brown and make sure we pull everything together and everything is well blended out, because we're almost done with this look. I'm going to go back with the bigger blending brush, and we're going to blend those edges even more. Okay, now because I added some dimension and some winged eyeshadow, I don't feel like I need eyeliner, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it like that and just go ahead and move on to the lashes. I'm going to do what I've told you guys I've done before. Warm up the eyelash curler. Curl those lashes. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use the Pumped Up Colossal Volume Express Mascara. My favorite. You don't want to try too much things that are new when we know we're going out. Really emphasize it on the roots. That's also going to help us emphasize that liner that we blended out on our lids. Okay, then add it to the rest of the lashes. And a trick that I just learned filming those shorts that I've been doing a lot lately is applying your mascara vertically. That trick really does work, and I feel like I'm going to be using that forever from now on. So let's go ahead and do that. Look at that. Okay, so before we move on to the rest of the eyes, I'm going to go ahead and finish my brows. For the brows, I'm not going to do too much just because I have not found the specific routine for my brows. I'm just going with what works for me. So I'm just going to be using I don't know, this e.l.f. brow gel. This is meant to be used for your brows or as an eyeliner, but I use it more for my brows. So this is the shade medium brown, and I'm just going to use an end gold brush and apply it in the areas where I need to fill in or reshape my brow. Wow, I feel like I didn't even add too much and it still made my brows super dark. Close enough. I don't really bother to like make my brows identical, because in reality they are never identical. So I'm pretty happy with my brows now. I'm gonna go ahead and dust all the powder off my face now. I'm just gonna use this fun brush. Hopefully that helps. Yes, it does. Wow, I've never done the baking. It really does work, but it looks kind of matte and I didn't want that, but we're gonna fix that. Just stay tuned. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and work on the under eyes now. I'm gonna go ahead and use that darker brown that we were using and to add dimension on the upper lid. Now we're gonna go ahead and add this to the lower lash line, but we're gonna stay really close to the lash line. Almost don't even get out of the lash line, just stay on the lash line. Now with the same brush, I'm going to go ahead and use that medium brown that we were using already, and I'm just going to slightly blend it. We're still trying to stay within the lash line. I just want to give it a little bit of a pop. Now without any product, I'm going to go ahead and use a bullet brush and slightly blend those two browns. Again, we're not trying to overblend. We're just trying to stay right there on the lash line. Now we're gonna go back to that brown from the Juvia's palette and just add that to those browns that we already have. Now for the inner corner, I'm gonna be using that same Juvia's palette. I'm gonna use this shimmer over here that's called the Angelique, and just really emphasize it on the inner corner. Slightly pull it in. And because I'm feeling like I want to add a little bit of a pop of color, I'm gonna go ahead and use this palette by Juvia's again. This is the Warrior 3 by Juvia's again, and I'm gonna be using this blue over here, and I'm just going to kind of mix it with that shimmer that we already have on the inner corner. Hopefully we don't mess it up, but how else do we learn if it's not by messing up? I mean, not everybody, but okay. Now I'm going back with Angelique and really lighten that blue. Now you could leave it as it is, that would totally look just fine, but I just wanted to add a little bit of pop of color, and that's another way that you could add a little bit of pop of color if you wanted it, but the way that it was already, it was just fine. This is just me trying to like be playful. Okay, so finally to finish the eyes, I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of mascara to the lower lashes. And another thing that I do have, because my lashes are long, I mean, I love that they're long, especially the top ones, but when I want to add a little bit of mascara to the lower lashes, I feel like it looks kind of odd because they're too long. So I just add some mascara to the root of the lashes. There you go. And honestly, you could add lashes if you wanted to. I just feel really comfortable with how it looks right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and just leave it like that. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the face now. The only other thing that we had was blush and highlighter. I'm gonna go ahead and use this blush by Maybelline New York Fit Me. This is in the shade Coral. I mean, it's just coral. I think it's just coral. The other one is just in another language, I'm assuming. I'm just gonna go ahead and use this angled blush brush. This might be a contour brush, I'm not sure, but I'm just gonna use it as a blush brush, and I'm just gonna apply that to my cheek. Before, I was doing the whole just the higher up part of my cheeks, and I liked it at first. I feel like it didn't suit me as well. I wanted it to suit me, and I felt like it did, but I don't know. Lately, I'm just liking keeping the blush right on my cheeks, and from there pulling it up. Then I apply a little bit on my nose as well. There you go. Now I could add a bronzer or a little bit of more contour, but I'm pretty happy with how it looks now, so I'm gonna go ahead and add highlighter. For the highlighter, I'm gonna be using this one by Glam. This is a Solo Glam Metallic Glow highlighter, and I'm just gonna be using this big brush. This is a Morphe M500. I could be more precise, but I want it to be beaming, but at the same time like look fresh, if you know what I mean. And I feel like I can achieve that look with this brush only. If I were to use one that's smaller and more precise, then it would be just like right on the area and like really beaming, but I want it to look more fresh and spread out. Hopefully I'm explaining myself well, but once you see it, I think you'll know what I mean. So I'm just gonna apply that right here on the highest point of my cheeks, almost where I added the blush, and I just pull it up my nose right here and my chin. Do you guys see what I mean? Like, it looks shiny, but it looks almost like if it was like a cream highlight, in my opinion, and that's what I like about that one. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add setting spray. I'm gonna be using the NYX Bear With Me Prime Set and Refresh, and this is one of my favorite setting sprays. I do have other ones, but why use other ones when you already know what works? But I'm yet to try more. I want to try more. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and spray that all over my face. Now this is another trick. I'm gonna go ahead and slightly spray my sponge again, and this will make the look more refreshed and less matte and more natural looking, even though it's almost full coverage. So I'm gonna apply it specifically on the areas where I did add powder, and if you want, you can just keep doing it to the rest of the face. It will also make it look very, very skin-like and natural. Hopefully you guys can tell what I'm trying to say, like you guys can see what I'm trying to show you guys. So we're done with the face, and now I'm gonna go ahead and work with the lips. So I'm gonna be using this Glam lip liner, and I'm just gonna outline my lips with this one. Now I'm gonna go ahead and literally blend the lip liner with my lips. There you go. And now I'm gonna go ahead and use this ColourPop Fresh Kiss in the shade 411. I'm not sure I like how that one looks, so I'm gonna go ahead and add another shade. This is the shade Baby Doll. I think I like this one better. So we're done with the makeup. Let's go ahead and quickly refresh our hair. My hair is already dry. I did it yesterday, but I'm just gonna go ahead and get it a little bit wet and refreshen it. For that, I'm gonna be using this dry shampoo. This is my favorite dry shampoo. This gives you volume and at the same time it refreshes your roots. I just washed my hair yesterday, so it's not that bad, but I want my hair to look fresh. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that to my roots. Now the reason why I really like this dry shampoo is because it doesn't leave you a white cast and at the same time it does the job. This is the good idea. Let me do this and then I'll talk to you guys. See that? Well, as I was telling you guys, the reason why I like this dry shampoo is because it does not leave a white cast and because it does give you volume, and that's pretty much it. The other dry shampoos, I do have a Batiste and I do use that one sometimes, but that one always leaves me a white cast, and that's because I get the normal one. I could use the one for brunettes, but I feel like it gets messy. I don't know, I found this one and I love it. I'm just gonna brush my hair. Now I'm gonna add some heat protectant. My favorite is Main Magic 10-in-1 primer. What else do you need? Honestly, I mainly use this just for heat protection and shine. I mean, I like doing my hair, but sometimes I'm just like, I just want to get this over with. And this is one of the moments. Ow! Ow! To curl my hair, I'm just going to be using this 5-in-1. I bought this when like Numi was the thing for curling irons, like curling wand. And it's still up and running. So I don't think I need to buy another one. Maybe if I want to, I would. But this is working just fine. So I'm just going to lightly curl my hairs. I'm going to try to keep all my curls going the same way. So I'm also going to fast forward this. See you guys in a bit. Oh, another thing I want to say is I do grab like really chunky sections. I feel like that gives me more of the soft wave, and I don't hold it for too long either. Maybe like 8 seconds. I don't know if that's too much or too short for you guys, but for me it's like pretty quick. So I just want like a soft wave. I don't want anything like voluminous. I just want like a soft wave in my hair. Nothing special. I mean, if I wanted more of a curl, I would take longer. But I think like even if I wanted, I don't have the time now. This happens every single time that I am getting ready for something. Like, I think I'm getting ready with enough time, but I know already that's 1.5 hours is not enough time, but I still think it's enough time. Like, again, I don't learn my lesson. Okay, now I do take a little bit of extra time right here, especially because it's the face framing hair. No, be careful not to burn your hair. This always happens to me. It's a normal thing. I didn't get burned. I just got scared because it was touching. Why am I doing this when I can just adjust the mirror? I was curling my hair. No wonder I didn't get burned. I turned off the curling wand. I mean, it still did some curl, but... Okay, it looks like I'm done with the hair. Another thing that I like to do, especially to tame those little baby hairs, I just apply a little bit of this Got To Be Ultra Glued styling gel, and I just apply it on the roots. Now I try to be careful because once you add this, you should be washing your hair the following day, because this does give you like those white flakes. It just dries white, and if you mess with it, it's just gonna be a white flaky mess. Now I gotta go hurry up because I can hear my husband getting home, and all I need to do is change. So I'll be right back to show you guys the final look. Okay guys, so this is the final look. I went for the brown dress just because I haven't worn it in a while and it still fits, and I paired it with some gold earrings, classic. Messed up with my hair a little bit more, and that's pretty much it. I paired the dress with some nude heels, also a classic. You can never go wrong with gold earrings and nude heels. Well, anyways guys, this is the final look. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully my husband is already ready, because now I am. Beep, even though I told you guys, beep 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 beep. Oh, he's not ready, but certainly he's ready to start drinking. Anyways guys, as I was saying, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. See you guys on the next video. Ooh. Quick disclaimer, don't drink if you're underage, and don't drink and drive. Now, bye.